This fresh from Florida 250 Betting Picks 2026 edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states and you get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting until I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome into another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez, and today we continue down the most exciting week in all of motorsports. It is, of course, Daytona week, and it is the truck episode, as the books have actually given us trucks. But Cody, not just are we talking about trucks right now, but as we are live, trucks are on the track for practice. This is fantastic, and what a time to be alive, my friend.
What a time to be alive. It is a great time, which means, unfortunately, they'll probably be pulling down odds here shortly. So if you're listening live, you might have to look back later. But again, odds shouldn't really change much throughout this weekend. For some reason, Kyle Busch's odds way dropped for the 500, which is interesting. But outside of that, odds shouldn't be adjusted much, even off a practice session like this. So this is the most loaded truck field in recent history for sure. I mean, back in the day, we had some crazy good truck fields, you know, when the Truck Series first kind of came around. But for what the Truck Series has been here as of late, what a loaded field. Like, we need an entire segment just for the entry list for this one, Rod, because this is a loaded field. This is going to be exciting. I wish they just let all 44 of these entries race, because this truck race is going to be chaotic. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Almost my entire card is long shots. I love it. Let's go.
It is a shame to have to cut any of these drivers at all. I mean, this is one of those instances where, like you said, Cody, I just wish they would just let the velvet rope drag and let everybody on the track and go at it, because it would suck to have to leave any of those names that are open trucks off, and we'll obviously go over them soon. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. Rowdy Nation checking in saying no trucks, but KB, baby, 500. Here we come. Rowdy's all.
Congrats to Kyle Busch. He grabs the pole, very fast time, first race with his new crew chief. So, you know, it's qualifying at super speedway, so let's not, you know, overthink it too much, but impressive nonetheless. Gives him a fast car what he needs, goes out, grabs the pole. He was fast. There was a couple of cars that just looked real fast yesterday. Kyle definitely one of them, and Chase Briscoe will start outside of him. So congrats to both those guys for securing those front row Daytona 500 starting spots, assuming they don't wreck their cars in the duel tonight and need to go to a backup.
Well, and what's crazy too is that we had what, four cars still left in the hunt for the pole, and Kyle Busch just grabbed it up. So that was a little tough one to wear. Wreck-It Ross waving at us. We'll rave back. Yeah. Wreck-It Ross, how you do? Slow Roll saying my two favorite D-Gens. This kind of feels like Christmas morning as a kid. Let's get ready to rumble. Absolutely. Although Dirty Reg, KB not winning that race, but
well, Dale Jarrett, 2000, last driver to win the 500 from the pole, Rod. So recent history would not be kind to Rowdy, but you never know. That's why shows you how chaotic, obviously, things get at Daytona.
Indeed. Speaking of Daytona, let's tell you about our Daytona 500 contest. Man, we are hooking you up. We're giving away $100 in cash and $100 SGPN gift card if you want to enter this free Daytona 500 contest. Cody's going to tell you exactly what it takes to do that. But if you want in on this, go to sg.pn/NASCAR contest or sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Daytona to get hooked up with this. Cody, this is a must enter contest if you are a NASCAR fan, or even if you just want to win free stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. You want to win free stuff. $100 cash. The store we have, it's the gift card. You trust me, you'll have a hard time narrowing down how to only spend $100. It's a great place. So yeah, join the contest. Like you said, sg.pn/NASCAR contest. You get in over there. Kramer did throw on the bonus. Most creative comments. Basically, we each get to select our favorite comment on Spotify, which is part of the entry process. And those guys will also get Race Officials or Terrorist shirts. So we want to hear who your winner is. Get creative about it. We're looking forward to another fun year of contests. We'll have all kinds of stuff. We've obviously got this contest. We have the fantasy leagues. Those are in the pinned tweet, the pinned post over on Facebook as well. And, I'm sure as we get to the in-season tournament once again, probably the chase as well, we'll continue to run contests per usual. It's always a lot of fun.
It is indeed. What's fun, too, is Ram being back on the track in the Truck Series after a long hiatus. Tony Stewart out there practicing right now, which puts Ram just firmly in the mix. However, Cody, not in the mix as it pertains to books, because I don't feel like any of them caught up to the fact that Ram is out there.
No top Ram. I mean, come on. I know there's only a handful, right? We just have the 5, but still, it's 5. Give us a top Ram market. What are you doing there? It's our first race back. We don't get a top Ram market. I was highly disappointed. There's still time books if you want to correct that to get it fixed. But yeah, I was a bit sad that there was no top Ram market this weekend.
Yeah, and the fact that we don't get a Ram versus Toyota, Ram versus Chevy, Ram versus Ford. Yes, that also
they just
makes me sad.
Kind of out to unfortunate, but
you can't bet on their outrights, which is good, except for I mean, there's I don't know, it's frustrating all the way around. But
yes,
we
I have one thing real quick for anybody that's listening live or catching this before. We have about 2 hours till the duels kick off. I did post a little YouTube short with my duel picks, but I figured I'll share them here too, just in case you're catching live. You haven't had a chance to see that. Here's what I'm betting for the two duel races. Try to say that really fast. I just did and failed. But again, it's Daytona. It's not going to be chaos as far as the wrecks go, but you have all the line moving and stuff like that. So don't go crazy, but we got to have a little fun. Bet365 has top 3s out. So for duel 1, I like Busher top 3 at plus 325 and Lajoie top 3 plus 800. I'm really leaning into the RFK/Ford narrative of getting Lajoie into this race. We've seen Busher and Brad kind of take over those duels and just dominate before. I think we'll see that. Outrights in duel 1, Blaney 7-1, Bubba 14-1, and Lajoie 22-1. And then for duel 2, a couple of head-to-heads as well. There's a couple different books, but Bet365 with some good numbers. Bell over Briscoe plus 110. Briscoe doesn't have anything to race for. He's locked into the front row. He shouldn't race. So, and then Larson over Hamlin's plus 140. In this type of race, anybody plus 140 over anybody else, I'm probably just going to bet on anyways. But I think Larson will be decent in this one, so much so that I've got his top 3 at plus 250, along with Cindric's top 3 at plus 220, and then outrights for duel 2. Elliott 7-1, Hocevar 18-1, and Eric Jones 18-1 as well.
Eric Jones. Why not take Jimmy Johnson? Like I'm going to be littering every.
I am wearing the Jimmy Johnson shirt.
Oh, that's a beautiful. Oh, the 84 shirt, no less.
84 shirt, yeah. I'm an updated Jimmy Johnson fan, Rod.
You are an updated Jimmy Johnson fan. Everything I've got is as old as me and him. Like literally, it's all hanging up.
I do have some 48 stuff for sure, but I got an 84 shirt a couple years ago. I was like, yeah, I'll partake in this version of Jimmy. So, I'll be cheering on Jimmy tonight. Just, I don't know that he's going to go win the duel.
I know. He's
saving it all for Sunday, Rod.
As well, he should. In fact, don't tear up that car. That might be the only one you got out there, unless you could, get it from a Carvana kiosk and get a new one. I don't know if that works.
It would suck to wreck a car that's not earning any purse. That would be unfortunate.
1,000%. 1,000. All right, well then, listen. Let's set this all up because it is the truck race, as we said. It's the Fresh from Florida 250 from the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida, set for 100 laps. A very quick shootout on this 2.500 mile paved track for 250 miles. And like Cody said, there are truck drivers galore in this, and guys who are driving trucks that are just. Like it's just a stacked field, man. I just can't believe how stacked this field is.
It's absolutely loaded. So this is all Friday. So, we're recording this Thursday evening. So get your bets in tonight, get your bets in tomorrow morning. Qualifying for the trucks is in the morning, and then they'll race under the lights in the evening there. Bear with me as I try to get through explaining this. But the trucks we have, there's some different rules this year. So there's 44 entries. But there's also 4 potential, 4 Ram provisionals, I guess. So 36 is the number that we generally get in a truck race, but we could have up to 40 if up to 4 Rams don't qualify, essentially because they're a new manufacturer. NASCAR said, okay, we're going to guarantee you make these races. So, but it's going to be by extra spots. So, we could have 36 trucks starting this race. We could have up to 40 trucks starting this race. But we're not going to know until after qualifying. So that's kind of a weird catch that's in this. And then Bob had posted this earlier. For trucks, it's 31 spots on speed, 5 on owner points, or 4 in a past champions provisional. Plus there are 4 Ram provisionals they added to the field if they aren't in yet. So that's to kind of give you the cover. But it's 42 entries for the 36 spots. So 42 entries, notables, Cesar Baccarella in the 5, Luke Fenhouse in the or Baccarella's in the 4, Luke Fenhouse in the 5. He's also running the O'Reilly race. Gio Ruggiero in the I'm looking at the Xfinity list. That's probably the problem. Hey, look at that, Rod. There is 44 entries, just like I told you there was.
Welcome to
As I started reading that, I was like, wait a minute. This isn't right.
This is even more stacked than I thought.
Oh my God. Okay. 44 trucks entered for this race, just like I told you there was. Michael McDowell, Cup Series driver, former Daytona 500 champion. He'll be in the 7 car for Spire. Mini Tyrell, of course, won the Ram ride on the Ram drive for the seat show. So he'll be in the 14 truck. Tony Stewart, a new entry in the number 25 car. This is the real Tony Stewart. Smokey's back, baby. He has not started a truck race in 20 years, but he is returning. Of course, never got a Daytona 500 win. Also said today he would not try another Daytona 500, so he will never get one, but has a chance here in the Truck Series. He'll be racing one of those Rams. He's got a big, partnership with them. With his wife is big into the Mopar world over in the drag racing scene, and so he's been running that the last couple of years with her being pregnant, all that stuff. So great to see Smoke back. Great to see Tony Stewart. Possibly the last time we ever see him in a NASCAR event. So enjoy it while we have it. Tony Breidinger, she's back in the 27 car. I saw she's got the Raising Cane paint scheme. Looks just beautiful. So love that. Brian Duzant is in the 28. Travis Pastrana. Yes, that Travis Pastrana. He's going to be in the 42 car. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Ricky Stenhouse, another former Daytona 500 winner. He is back in the Truck Series for the first time. Actually, this might be his first ever start in the Truck Series now that if I'm remembering that correctly. But he's going to be in the 45 truck for Nice. John Hunter Nemechek dominated the Truck Series Cory Heimstyle a couple of years ago. He's coming back to the Truck Series. He'll be in the 62. That's an extra Friesen entry there, the Friesen Halmar team. Cory Lajoie, he's going to be in the 75. Sad to see Parker Kligerman not in that ride, but happy to see Cory Lajoie, of course. So he'll be in that one as well. Carson Hocevar, he's pulling triple duty, Rod, as we know. He'll be in the 77 for Spire. Christian Eckes is back in the 91. So, yeah, this is an absolutely loaded field. I mean, you just look at it. Tony Stewart, Travis Pastrana, Michael McDowell, Cory Lajoie, Carson Hocevar, Ricky Stenhouse, all of these guys coming down to race in this truck race. This is going to be exciting. I sort of hope the Rams are really slow in qualifying and we get 40 entries into this one. But keep in mind, as we talk through these guys and gals throughout the day here, we don't know who's going to be in. We don't know who's going to be out. Your top guys, owners points, Although a lot of those have been bought and sold, that's a whole formula mess you got to figure out. So note to everyone out there, not everybody's locked into this one. It's not as cut and dry as the Cup Series. Okay, these 8 drivers aren't locked in. We don't know all that stuff. So just buyer beware, I guess, or wait till after qualifying to bet if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, again, just keep an eye on everything as NASCAR is always a fluid situation up into the green flag. So just as you always do, and if this is your first time betting on NASCAR, just keep in mind that there are, you set and forget sometimes a football score because not much changes. And if there's an injury, doesn't necessarily really impact too many bets unless it's a super key injury. But if it's NASCAR, a driver is out, well, that impacts your whole bet. So you need to check what's going on in your books and how they handle that. Also of note too, Stuart Friesen is back. He is going to be suiting up again after missing the better part of last season after his injury. And yeah, he's back, baby. 52 truck will be piloted by Friesen this year.
Yeah, it's good to see these old injured drivers, Stuart Friesen, Brad Keselowski, making their returns to the seat this weekend, Rod.
Definitely. The sport's better with them in it. So especially Stuart Friesen, our favorite Canadian driver that's actually from Canada. So
it'll be great to see him back in the 52 truck where he belongs. So, and he should be one of the guys that's in because obviously that truck finished well in the owner standings last year.
Hell yeah, it did. All right, let's get to some of our favorite bets for this fresh from Florida 250. But before we do any of that, let me tell you about Kalshi. It's a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. Kalshi has a ton of trading options for your favorite sports. Besides sports, though, they got a ton of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, you can even trade on the weather with Kalshi. You can literally trade on anything. Do not believe me? How about this? Do you think that the U.S. will confirm aliens' existence in 2027? If you think yes, it's trading at 14 cents right now. So a $10 investment is going to bring you back $72 if you believe that the government is sitting on some giant alien secret and you get to benefit when that announcement comes out. See, I told you could trade on anything. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. How about Rebet? We're brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is the #1 social sports book and casino that is out there in the galaxy. The aliens will know once you get confirmed. See how that works? It's available in 35 or more states, including Texas and California. Go get in on the action with Rebet. Plus, get a 100% purchase match up to $100 with promo code SG.
Well, Rod has shortly disappeared, but look, he's back.
The aliens took me.
Yeah, they did. You were gonna bet the yes on them, and they're like, oh, we can't do that. So a couple of great sponsors, by the way, Kalshi. I'm super excited. I've not dove deep into that, but if you don't know what it is, I wrote an article over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Go check that out. Kind of lays out a little better what it is, but essentially it's like you're trading stocks. And so my plan going into the Daytona 500 is to buy some penny stocks, some longer shot guys that I like. And as they run well, and this is actually what I wrote up in the article, was 3 drivers in particular that I think you can get decent numbers on that should run well during the race, that people are going to start, oh, I should get in on this live. They're going to go buy and it's going to raise the stock price. Then you sell, right? It's like now you get a mixed stocks trading in with the betting side of things almost. It's pretty exciting. So I'm pretty excited to do that. But go check out that article if you want to kind of get a little better idea of what Kalshi is. And one of the great things, legal in all 50 states, because it's not actually betting. It's actually not even trading technically. It's weird. They've found a way to get legal in all 50 states. So if you are in a state where you can't bet or you don't have access to live betting, stuff like that, this is a great alternative, being able to trade on the drivers live and get your action in that way. So check it out. And then Rebet, I'm going to have an article for that by tomorrow, Rod, at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, just diving deeper into what that is, how to use it. So we got some great sponsors on this program.
We certainly do. We certainly do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to dive into it, especially with Kalshi, man. Like I said, with Kalshi, you're literally having fun, just sort of speculating on all kinds of stuff. And your portfolio can be as vast as your imagination is. I've been hammering this Survivor 50 thing. And the best part about it, guys, is it's $20 for free. So get in there and use that $20 for free on the Daytona 500. And make money.
I mean, yeah, we're literally giving you free $20. Like, go play with it and see what. One other thing I wanted to note as far as the entry list, Rod, Ty Majeski is going to be in the 88 truck this year, so that'll still be the Menards 88 truck. Looks just like the truck Matt Crafton's driven for 632 years, but now it will be Ty Majeski in that truck. So that's going to take some getting used to. The 98 will still be out there, and I think is going to look very similar to what it did. That's now Jake Garcia. He slid over into that seat. So that's one of those, it's different in NASCAR now because it's so many different sponsorships and stuff, but it used to be back in the 90s, early 2000s, a driver would change seats and you'd be like, oh my goodness. And now I have to get used to that driver in this guy's car where it's been forever. And that's how it feels with Majeski. Like every time you see that 88 truck, you're going to think, oh yeah, Matt Crafton. And you're like, wow, Matt Crafton. Oh no, that's Ty Majeski. So it's, one of those deals you're going to have to, it's going to take some getting used to.
We'll have to get used to seeing the yellow truck in the front again.
Like, number 2 Miller Lights, not Rusty Wallace. That's Kurt Busch. Oh my gosh.
That was
like, there's just so many things where it's like, whoa, it's got even like the 48 recently when that switched from, Johnson was in the Ally car there at the end and then it goes to Bowman. And it's like, you start to, obviously we associated 48 with Jimmy for so long. To see it with somebody else then was kind of crazy. So, 24 was, that was a little different because it went from the rainbow colors to Napa with Chase Elliott for a while, but it's either way, it'll be something different to get used to for sure.
It will indeed. All right, something to get used to is us settling back down and giving picks out on a weekly basis for the Craftsman Truck Series, and it starts today, Cody. Let's open up the menu and start reading off our favorite bets for this Fresh from Florida 250.
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you right now, I do not have a bet smaller than plus 230. That's the smallest one I'm going to give out. This truck race, to me, I'm going to be in it for the enjoyment of watching the superstars we have in this and how crazy that should be. But also, I think it's going to be chaotic because it is such a packed field. The trucks tend to be chaotic. There's so many drivers in this field who aren't normally in the field that aren't maybe used to driving the trucks in the draft and or getting back used to it, making mistakes, going for it because this is their shot at it. I think that's going to make it exciting. I think it's going to leave it open to some long shots. And the first one I'm going to start with, Travis Pastrana. You can take him top 5 plus 1,400. Pastrana is actually a guy we've seen in NASCAR for many years. He's made starts at the truck level as well as in the O'Reilly series. But we saw him start in the Daytona 500 in 2023, grabbed an additional ride there and made the race. Ended up coming home 11th place. He just rode around all day, minded his P's and Q's, knew what he was doing, and boom, gets it done. He also made a start that year in the Truck Series in 2023 and finished in 13th place. So 2 for 2 in his last starts here at Daytona of just getting to the end, being close, right? Obviously, you need to get a little bit more into the top 5 here, but at 14-1, a guy that's proven he knows how to go out, ride around in the draft, bide his time, wait for the chaos to unfold, put himself in the right position at the right time. Give me Travis Pastrana, top 5, 14-1.
What I like about this, too, is that you get the fact that he is just going to be out there riding around and not looking to do anything other than finish well, right? And a lot of these drivers, when they get into these situations, I know, and the Truck Series is probably notorious for this, too, because with all of the regulars that love to be overly aggressive, that kind of plays into the hands of these guys that are out there going, well, I'll just sit back. I'll just let everybody else get kind of crazy. I'll ride around in the back. And then once all that stuff starts to happen, I will jump up and I will start to make my move. And Pastrana's a savvy enough veteran to know how that works as well. So 100% agree with you on him. I love the long shot anyways. It's always fun to root for the long shots. All right. I'm going to start with a head-to-head matchup that I like. And this is going to pit one of the series regulars against one of the Cup Series guys that's coming down to race this, and that is Caden Honeycutt. I'm going to take him over McDriver, over I always want to call him Michael McDowell, over McDowell, because it is Michael McDowell. I was thinking,
I was going to say it is Michael McDowell.
I was thinking of the Doobie Brothers McDowell. No, but listen, over Michael McDowell, I'm going to take Caden Honeycutt over Michael McDowell. I know McDowell is going to be in that 7 Spire truck, and I know that Haley actually piloted that number 7 to a decent finish in the previous race at Daytona. But here's the thing, right? I don't know. I mean, Haley got a 5th place finish. out of that. But Haley was also a full-time truck driver at the time, and Haley was full-time Xfinity guy, Xfinity. I was going to say O'Reilly, whatever. But that 7 truck was sort of just a pass-around truck, right? It went from Haley to Busch today to Hocevar. It's going to be that way again this season. I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting a really good feeling about Michael McDowell in the Truck Series this week. He did race one race in the Truck Series back in 2025 at Daytona. He ran the 07 truck for Spire, ended up finishing 26th in that race. So doesn't always go well for him when he does come down. I mean, like I said, he was in a Spire truck, so it wasn't like he was in another equipment. He was actually in the equipment, but he finished 26th. And yeah, okay, he could probably finish better, but I don't know. I don't feel like a really solid finish. Now, Caden Honeycutt, on the other hand, same thing. He crashed out of the 2025 Daytona race in the spring, but he started 8th, right? And he was a series regular. We kind of followed his progress from the 45 to the 52 and made a run for it, made a run for the championship, right? And we know now that Caden Honeycutt is in a good situation that he's going to be in this year. So I feel like he's in the better truck overall as far as Truck Series goes, right? I know Spire's got some good trucks, but you can't deny that the 11 truck is the best truck out there right now that Cory Heim left behind. So I'm going to take his chances and his upside in that 11 truck over the 7 truck of Spire, because even the 7 truck of Spire, it was competitive, more often than it wasn't when you had guys like Kyle Busch in there and Carson Hocevar in there. But even Hocevar didn't turn in a bunch of spectacular finishes, even though he won at Kansas. But yeah, I mean, to me, I'm taking the better truck, which is the 11, over Michael McDowell. I don't even care who's piloting that 11. I feel like I'd take it over Michael McDowell.
Yeah, McDowell, why he's a former Daytona 500 winner, so he obviously knows how to get it done. Very inconsistent even in the Cup Series as far as getting good finishes. So I don't mind this head-to-head at all, Rob.
Thank you very much. There's a lot of good head-to-heads actually out there. So go look. There's quite a few that I liked, but I kind of like this one the most because of just the equipment and the quick.
Yeah. There are a lot of really close head-to-heads. That's why I ended up not putting any on my card. Just was, I don't know. There was none I felt like I had a clear advantage on any side, but I do like that one. I got a couple more long shot top 5s for you, Rod. Now, asterisk on both of these, I'm very concerned for both of these trucks and their ability to qualify into this race. They might not have the raw speed to get into the race. We've seen it multiple times with Spencer Boyd, one of the guys I'm about to bring up, that they don't qualify to the race. So I would probably wait to bet these until after qualifying because they might not make it. Now, again, it's like, well, if you don't think they can make the race on speed, how do you think they're going to do in the race? Well, raw speed doesn't matter once you get into the race, once you're in the draft. And both these guys, veterans of it, and they've done really well. So if they can make the race, step 1, then we'll bet on them, step 2. I like Timmy Hill, top 5 at 18-1, and Spencer Boyd, top 5 at 18-1 as well. Big numbers on guys who are highly capable of getting it done. Timmy Hill, last year in this race, went out, ran 11th place. We don't get top 10 bets in the Truck Series. By the way, there is top 10s for O'Reilly on FanDuel, actually has those out. So shout out to them. Hopefully that'll be something we continue to see as we go on. But for the Truck Series, we don't have that yet. So 11th place at Daytona last year, which is a great run. If you're 11th on the last lap, you could certainly be in 5th very quickly at 18-1. I like that. 8th place in 2024. So another good run there. 2023, he was 16th. A little farther back, but you're still in the mix, 14th in 2022. So a 4-race sample size of running this race shows me, okay, he can at least hang around in the top 16 in all of them, have a shot at the top 5 at the end. And the last time he was in the O'Reilly Auto Parts race at Daytona, 2nd place in 2022. Of course, it was the Xfinity Series at the time, but 2nd place in his last race in that series at Daytona. So very good run there. Very good runs in the Truck Series here previously. 18-1. Yes, I know it's a loaded field. John Hunter's in it and Stenhouse and McDowell. Some of these guys are going to get caught up in wrecks. Stuff's going to happen. Guys like Timmy Hill and Spencer Boyd, who I'm about to talk to, they have been around forever, driving trucks forever. They know how to work the draft. They know how to be patient. They know how to stay out of the chaos. They know how to get to the end. Spencer Boyd, another great example of that. 19th last year, not as good of a run as you'd hope for, but it's not always going to be great. 15th at Talladega. But in 2024, 5th place finish. So yes, I am concerned about him getting in on speed, but in this 76 truck, just 2 fifth and cashed this 18-1 in that race. 10th place at Talladega that year, a great run. 2022, 11th place finish here, 13th in 2021. He had a 7th at Talladega in 2021. He won at Talladega in 2019, which I had him. I think it was 125, 150 to 1. It was a very big number cashed on him that day. Pre this show, of course, but might have been a slack play actually back in the day. And he finished 4th place at Daytona that year. So he's got a long history of doing well, putting himself in position. That's what I want with these guys. I'm under no, it's not Timmy Hill and Spencer Boyd aren't the 2 best truck drivers out here. They aren't the 2 best trucks out here. They're not going to be the fastest trucks, but they're guys who can put themselves in position. If they can avoid the chaos, which they tend to be better at than other drivers, they're going to give you a shot at the end. You don't have to go win. Go let Justin Haley win. Go let one of these, Lane Riggs is the favorite. Let him win, whatever. Just be top 5 or in the mix for a top 5 at the end to have a shot. 18-1 is just way too big of a number. Yes, it's a loaded field. Yes, there's a lot of names. Don't care. These guys have gotten it done, can get it done. Timmy Hill, 18-1. Spencer Boyd, 18-1. Top 5 for both of them. Again, maybe wait till after qualifying to bet this.
I really do wish we had top 10s for trucks. I really honestly do. Cause I would still, I love the top 5 angle. Obviously, yes, if you're a top 10, you could be a top 5, but I'd still take a top 10 at 8.5 to 1 or 7 to 1. Cause I feel like that's so much more comfortable of a spot, but the books have gotten burned by top 10s. And we're sorry for that. That's sort of our doing, but what are you going to do at this point? So I do like these top 5 angles. Just like I said, wish they had top 10s. I'm going to do another head-to-head, but this time I'm going to do a manufacturer head-to-head, and I'm going to take Toyota over Ford. This one, you would think, especially with the guys like Ty Majeski in the mix, would be kind of tough to get behind, but the last couple of seasons, Toyotas have beaten Fords in this one last year. Remember, the trucks only come here once a year. They only come here in the spring, so it's not 2 races for them. This is the only chance they get at Daytona for the trucks, and last year, it was 2 Toyotas that actually beat the top Ford. It was Cory Heim and Gio Ruggiero, and then Ty Majeski was the Ford. So it was 1, 2, 3 for Heim, Ruggiero, and Majeski. The year before that, it was Cory Heim, the top Toyota, in 2nd place, and the top Ford was Matt Crafton, by the way, in that 88. So Ty Majeski's in that car, and Ty Majeski was in, or that truck, and Ty Majeski was in the truck last time when that happened as well. But Matt Crafton was the top Ford in 7th place. But the next one after that was Jason White in 12th. That just goes to show you that the Fords, there's a lot of volatility in these Fords, right? Toyota's got a pretty stacked roster in them. They've got Taylor Gray in the 1. They've got Nick Honeycutt. They've got Tanner Gray. They've got Gio. They've got Friesen. They've got Hill. They've got Nemechek. That's a pretty loaded field. Whereas Ford, you got Riggs, you got Majeski, you got Rhodes, you got Muniz, but there's 3. And granted, they're 3 pretty powerful Fords, right? In Majeski, Rhodes, and then Chandler Smith too as well, and Riggs. So there's 4. But I don't know. For me, Caden Honeycutt is in that best truck, like I talked about earlier. Tanner and Taylor Gray, both of the Gray brothers, have proven to be very, very effective at putting themselves in the front of these races. And like we said, the Ford that was whooping up on everybody earlier in the last few seasons was Zane Smith. And Zane Smith no longer in the truck series. Obviously, Chandler Smith in that truck. But Chandler hasn't necessarily been as dominant as Zane used to be in that season. So you can't necessarily put that whole thing on him as you did with Zane Smith. You knew once you got to Daytona, Zane Smith was going to be the man. And unfortunately, you can't say that about Chandler. And you honestly can't really say that about Lane Riggs either. For as good as Lane Riggs was last season, and as tough it was for him to miss out completely on the playoffs or on the postseason, he's not as good as Zane Smith used to be on Daytona. So yeah, like I said, this is all because the Toyota equipment, I feel like, is going to have a little bit more of an edge. They've got the drivers that are doing it. And, for me, like I said, this Toyota over Ford thing, I was looking at Toyota and Chevy, but Chevy's pretty packed and it's tough. So yeah, it's just tough. I feel like Toyota's got a better edge on it over Ford. So give me Toyota over Ford in the manufacturer, and Ford's at +1, or Toyota's at +105 in this.
Yeah, I like it. No arguments from me. I'm actually my next bet will lean into the Ford side of things, being a little bit of a weaker field as well. So I'll complete.
Heard that Toyota is the underdog in this, given of the heavy hitters that are in Toyota's court. So
Yeah, I think it's probably just a numbers game because I think there's slightly less Toyotas in the Truck Series than there is Fords, but for the names you're getting, we'll take it.
Quality over quantity, my friend. Quality over quantity. So, all right, we'll get back to more of our favorite bets, but I want to take this opportunity to tell you all about Underdog. Underdog has you covered for pick'em for almost every sport out there. Get in on Underdog and win up to 5,000 times your entry. The Winter Olympics in full swing. It's hockey season. Hockey out there. I'm going to take Canada's own Nathan MacKinnon from the Colorado Avalanche playing hockey for Canada. I know, but let's take him to score a goal in the game on Friday night or Friday afternoon, depending on where you're at. So let's give him higher than a half of a goal for Nathan MacKinnon in that game in Canada. Look, he rules out there in Colorado. He is the man. Scores at will for the Avalanche. So he's going to score at will for Canada, eh? So give him a goal out there. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. Promo code RACE SGPN. So you get all excited about Nathan MacKinnon. You can't even finish the ad read. Rhythm, been on a heater for college and NBA picks. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with the sliders. If you're looking to go premium, now's a great time. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off of your first month. Download Rhythm. Use promo code SGPN25. I think I brought it up the other day, and you probably should go check it out, the SNL skit for the Luge. But it makes me I actually started watching the Luge the other day because it was on the replay, and I was like, that dude's an Olympic athlete. I was like, where was I when all of those guys were training to be Luge guys?
You missed your calling to be a Luge guy, Rob.
Sure as hell did. I'm light. I can go down fast. Like that's the way this works, isn't it?
Not a problem I have.
Maybe you need weight. I don't know. I can't.
Oh, if that's the case, sign me up.
All right, Cody, let's move on with the picks. I like your next one.
Yeah, leaning into your Ford angle, I am going to take one top Ford, take one dart at this. Again, top manufacturers where you can get these long shot values. It's a lot of fun. And like you mentioned, Ford, well, it's not the weakest field ever. Obviously, Lane Riggs is the favorite to win the race. Questionable as to maybe if he should be, but he's great. Chandler Smith is a very good super speedway guy. You have the ThorSport trucks, yes. But Malcolm in the middle, Frankie Muniz, he is 60-1 to be the top finishing Ford in this field. And it's not outlandish to think that he can go out and beat the other Fords. As we see many times at Daytona, you get one big wreck, and all of a sudden, boom, there goes Chandler Smith. Boom, there goes Lane Riggs. There goes Ty Majeski. Now, you only have a handful of other Fords you have to go out there and beat. You might not have to have a great finish to do that, but Frankie can have a good finish. He's been good at a track like this in the past. Actually, he finished 10th place just last season. So that's really, I mean, there's not a lot to look back on. He doesn't have a ton of starts here. That's his start here, but it was a good run. He went out. He you know, you think of him as kind of a guy that's newer to racing, sort of, but he's actually been racing for a long time in his life. And while, you know, being in the truck series now is kind of a newer thing and everything, he's been around racing and he knows about it and he knows what to do. And last year you saw it, just go out there, stay out of trouble, mind your P's and Q's, and boom, he finishes in 10th place. 10th place could get you top finishing Ford in this race, or maybe he finishes a little bit better and is able to edge out the other Fords. It's not outlandish by any means. 60-1 again in a truck race where I'm just looking at taking smaller sprinkles on longer stuff, hoping to hit something on a Friday night, because hell yeah, right? That's NASCAR's tagline this year, which I love. Hell yeah, let's go. Frankie Muniz, top Ford 60-1. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I'm with you on this one. Again, there's bets that you make, there's bets that you give out that you just want to root for and you want to see win. And this is one. This guy needs a win, right? I mean, this guy needs something to really just boost his spirits as he goes into the 2026 season. Because boy, he didn't know if he was going to come back last year. I think he really considered hanging it up, but he couldn't. I mean, he even said it too. He's like, I can't give up. This is not something I want to give up on. And I admire that, because there's a lot of things in life I should probably just walk away from, but I'm not going to, because that's just the way I am, right? I'm not ready to give in to the rest of the world yet. I want to see it through. So absolutely love this next one, because you want to talk about rooting for something. I want to root for this one. How about Timothy Tyrell, better known as Mini Tyrell? He is the new driver of the 14 Ram for Colleague Racing, won the race for the seat competition. And I got to tell you, Cody, first and foremost, when my youngest picks somebody, it's almost like she pulls a me, right? I picked Jimmy Johnson. He goes out and wins 7 championship. I picked the Colorado Avalanche. Can't even say that once. And they go on and win a bunch of Stanley Cups. So my daughter's like, from episode 1, Mini Tyrell was her guy. He goes on and he wins the race for the seat. He is in that 14. I'm going to take his top 5, 18-1 on the score for a top 5 for that Ram truck. I know he's got some teammates that he's going to have to overcome to get there, but look, he's got some really good teammates in that Colleague Racing that are going to be out there and can help him get there. And like you said, Cody, sometimes all it takes is for somebody to give you a push at the right time. Sometimes all it takes is for somebody to wreck out in front, a couple of dodges, wreck out in front of you, and you're alone now, and you're trying to hold off everybody. But to me, like, this is where Ram is going to have to prove that they belong in the series, right? You got Tony out there, you got Haley out there, you got Tyrell out there, you got Brendan Queen, and you got Daniel Dye out there in those Rams, right? And for them, that's actually a pretty good conglomerate of trucks to have out there in a drafting track, right? That's not a bad little setup to have. So for Mini, if he's in there, if he's in the mix and can kind of stay that way, what impressed me the most is that whatever they threw at him, right? Whatever they threw at him in that race for the seat, he was able to navigate and do really well at, whether it was the modifieds, whether it was the late models, whether it was go-karts, like whatever they threw at him, he was able to make it happen and just sort of stay calm, which I think is going to be one of his biggest, what you're going to need to do the biggest here, this race, just stay calm, especially with the nerves running, right? This is the first Daytona or your first Daytona race in your new team, in your new everything, right? With the big boys. And it's a great opportunity for him. And what a great guy, to be honest with you. Like, he got me just from his humility, the nonprofit that he's running, right? And he did that when he had no publicity for it whatsoever. So I'm rooting for Mini Tyrell. I want him to get a top 5 at 18-1. I'd rather have a top 10, but I'll take a top 5.
Yeah, I kind of like this. You know, you think initially, like, late model guy, this is a huge change. I don't think he's run anything like this before, so that's definitely a little bit of a scary part. But you look at the room he's been sitting in preparing for this race. Justin Haley is sitting over here in that Ram room, just come back down from the Cup Series. That's a great person to have in your corner. Oh, don't forget, Justin Haley used to be the Austin Hill of super speedways in the Xfinity Series at the time, right? Winning all of them before they passed that torch on to Austin Hill. And then you look this way, and holy shit, it's Tony Stewart. Now, how many meetings has Tony been in leading up to this race? I don't know. But if you're getting any wisdom from Tony Stewart, I'll take it, because he certainly knows what he's doing, especially in a race like this. So, yeah, I do like that angle. And obviously it would be a great story following his little journey through the race for the seat to win the seat. And then, boom, top 5 at Daytona to open things up would be pretty damn impressive.
Just a quick update as I glance to the screen to my left. We've got Caden Honeycutt and Taylor Gray topping the practice charts as we are in the Truck Series practice. So 2 Toyotas, and then of course 2 Chevys right behind him, Enfinger and McDowell. So
means absolutely nothing, but it's fun to look at anyways.
Just saying, like, this backs up my Toyota stuff. But anyways,
there you go. Speaking of Toyotas, Rod, I'm going to go to the top Toyota market. We're jumping back to Timmy Hill. Now, again, let's make sure he makes the race. But if he does make the race, the point remains the same as it was earlier, right? There's only 8 Toyotas entered into this race. We'll see if all of them make it. Maybe some of the other Toyotas don't. So now you have a smaller field of people to beat. Either way, only 7 other trucks you have to go out there and beat. You like those odds, and we already talked about him, right? 11th place finish here last year. It's a pretty solid run. That could certainly be the top finishing Toyota. We're very close to it. Gain a couple of spots, you might be the top Toyota. 8th place in 2024 could certainly be it. 16th, 14th, the 2 previous years. Again, that's probably not going to get it done, although it could if the circumstances fall right. But you're hanging around. You're in the race till the end. That's what we're looking for. Second place in that O'Reilly race back in 2022, the last time he was out in that series. Very good super speedway draft and track guy. Timmy Hill knows how to take care of them, knows how to work the draft. And these days, we don't see Timmy Hill entering a lot of races. It's one of those cherry picking drivers that, like a BJ McLeod, I only enter the drafting track races because that's where I have a shot, right? And that's where BJ is just living the dream. He sold that charter for $40 million, bought a mansion, and now he's just running an unsponsored car trying to get in the Daytona 500. I mean, that man is just like backwards hat. Just that is hell yeah to the core. I don't remember which duo. I think he's in the second duo. If he's not in the Lajoie duo, I'll certainly be rooting for him to make it because hell yeah. But Timmy Hill, top Toyota, 30-1. Again, small sprinkles on long shots. All we got to do is hit one of these. We're going to have us a good night.
In the embodiment of hell yeah. I want NASCAR to run BJ McLeod just sitting there on a beer with drinking a beer in his mansion. Like hell yeah. That's it. That's it. All right. The antithesis of hell yeah is Gio Ruggiero. He is the total opposite of a beer swollen mansion guy, but he's out there and he's driving he's driving his ass off, especially on super speedways. Last year finished second at Daytona, won in Talladega. So I am going to take him as a top 3 truck at 7-1 on Hard Rock. I could not believe this number when I saw it. Like I said, the dude finished second and then trucks run a lot of super speedways, obviously, right? They run this one, they run Atlanta, which is not a full super speedway, but even if we did kind of count Atlanta into it, he did finish 11th at Atlanta last year in his first race there. But again, more impressive is that Gio Ruggiero finished second in his first Daytona race ever and came back and won at Daytona, Talladega, which is super speedway. And he started on the pole in Talladega, right? That was where we really were like, oh, we really are seeing this number 17 truck sort of step it up. And of course, Corey Heim ran away with the championship, but Gio Ruggiero was knocking right at the door, especially over the last few races of that season. 4th at Loudon, 3rd at the Roval, 1 at Talladega. Started on the outside pole at Martinsville, but ended up finishing 11. Unfortunately, crashed out of Phoenix, but started 9th in that one as well. So Ruggiero is just good, right? And he's such a natural talent that I don't see if Caden Honeycutt's fast, right? If Taylor Gray's fast, these are a couple of Toyotas that he's going to be hanging with, and he's going to be able to get in there and be teammates with them. And, he's just as good as most of them. I don't know. Him and Honeycutt, I feel like they could be right there 1-2, but that 11 truck's so damn good. I don't know. I'm hoping that Honeycutt can pilot it the way Heim did. Maybe not. But I know that Ruggiero can pilot a 17 as well as he did last year. And look, a top 3 for a guy that finished runner-up last year and won a super speedway race last year should not be 7-1. Go hammer that one at Hard Rock right now.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he just hit the ground running, right? He comes out, finishes second here, the win at Talladega. There's not much more you need to look at. There's not much more to look at because that's about all he's done, but it's pretty impressive in just a couple of starts to adapt that quickly and look that good. So I do like Gio Ruggiero this week. All right, Rod, I know you guys did not think we were going to get through Daytona week without a Cory Lajoie car lift, but this time it's the Cory Lajoie truck lift. Let's fucking go. Look, he's in that Henderson 75 truck. We've seen that truck be very good at drafting track races with Parker Klickerman behind the wheel. We know how good Cory is in the drafting track. So running the truck lift on Cory Lajoie, the Cory Lajoie truck lift, if you will. We're going to start with the top 5 at plus 230 over on Caesars. The top finishing Chevy at 7-1 over on Caesars. You can get him 16-1 to win over at DraftKings. Of course, we know he's going to go out, win the duel tonight, cash a ticket for us. And then tomorrow he's going to go out, win the truck race, and cash this truck lift for us. So that's going to be great. 2023, he did run a race. That ended up being a weird rain race, or I think there was a break in the middle of the race or something, but he was very close to winning that race. He was up front a majority of the day, ended up getting shuffled out in a wreck late, unfortunately, and things didn't go well. Outside of that, doesn't have a ton of Daytona starts in the Truck Series, but in the Cup Series, as we've documented all week, leading with 3 laps to go last year in the 500, 4th place in the 24 in the 500, 16th and 23, 14th and 22, 9th and 21, 8th and 2020. Good runs, even in bad cars in the Cup Series. Now you bring that skill over here to the Truck Series, which I'm glad to see he's embraced a little more. It sounds like he's got more truck races. I'm glad he's gotten over the fact that only 12 people watch the race and he's willing to run in them. But Cory Lajoie, a great drafting track driver. That's what you're looking for in a great drafting truck, that 75 truck. And I think really all the pieces come together. So the Cory Lajoie truck lift, top 5 at plus 230, top Chevy at 7-1 to win the race, 16-1.
Again, Cory Lajoie, the whole thing of him just kind of downplaying the Truck Series and then coming back, that's not tail between your legs. I don't know what is, but yeah, look,
we've all been there. You know, you dog on something and then you're like, well, okay, maybe it's not that bad.
You take a deep breath, take a couple of drinks of your soda, and
a little perspective. I'm not a full-time Cup guy anymore. A couple races of the Truck Series isn't so bad.
I'm sorry. Please take me back. Right? You just hope that she says yes. All right. Winning car number. You didn't think I was going to go an entire episode without the winning car number. So the winning truck number in this instant, I'm going to take as even, and I'm going to take it as even at plus 130, but that's why I'm taking it as even. I get it. The even is definitely not as stacked as the odd because the odd gives you Caden Honeycutt. It gives you a bunch of the guys that are out there that are fast right now, but the even number gives you a lot more fun guys to root for. It gives you Jason White. It gives you Cletus Mitchell is what it says on this one, right? But Cletus Mitchell. It gives you Norm Benning, right? You get to root for Norm Benning when you normally wouldn't do that. You're rooting for Daniel Dye. You're rooting for Brendan Butterbean Queen. You're rooting for Mini Tyrell to win this race. Justin Haley is in the 16 truck. Tyler Ankrum you're rooting for as well. You get some other notable names that are kind of out there. Lane Riggs in the 34 as well. Chandler Smith in the 38. So some guys that actually could win this race. Stuart Friesen out there. Your boy Timmy Hill. John Hunter Nemechek is in the 62. And then Spencer Boyd's in the 76. You get Ty Majeski in the 88. So, yeah, you get some actually, good guys that are out there. Jake Garcia in the 98, as we talked about earlier. So there's some legit contenders, and then there's just some guys that are going to be fun to actually say, Norm Benning, what? How did he end up winning this race? And then, because you'll never bet it outright.
He's not. No,
he won't.
If Norm Benning makes this race, that will be the shock of the century.
it will just be fun. But no, listen,
he's got to be like 145 years old at this point.
Right now, I would say that's an accurate representation. He probably would say the same thing too. He probably bones creak anytime he gets in or near the car. So.
Shout out to him for pulling that truck down there and taking a spin.
Hey, as much as we're jealous of BJ McLeod being $40 million, I'm jealous of Norm being able to get in that car and just truck and have some fun, right?
Hell yeah.
So hell yeah. But yeah, give me winning car even plus 130.
Yeah. I like it. You got a couple of good ones in there. You don't have a couple of my favorites, but you're not always going to. Again, this is one good way to get you in on the action until the very end. Which you definitely like. You're getting a plus money, plus 130. That's a great number. So I'll ride this one with you, Rod.
Indeed. All right. Well, winners. We have come to the portion of the show where we'll give out our race winners. And, well, Cody, I'm already going to disagree with you.
As per usual, Carson Hocevar makes the card. Rod, 12-1 over on BetMGM. Why would we not play Carson Hocevar? 12th, 9th, 5th. The last 3 Truck Series starts at Daytona, as Rod raises his hand to tell us why we wouldn't play him. 11th place in the Cup Series race back in 2024. So, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to bet on Carson Hocevar on a drafting track. Should have won the Cup race at Atlanta last year. Tony Stewart, he's back. Smoke, 25-1. I don't care that he hasn't been in a truck in 25 years. I don't care that he hasn't been in a NASCAR car in however many years. This is one of the greatest race car drivers we've ever seen. Of course, I'm putting some coin on him at 25-1. He'll also be making the race because he's got the Ram provisional, so you don't have to worry about that. And then long shots. And when I say long shots, Rod, I mean long shots. Make sure they make the race once again. Spencer Boyd is 250-1. Timmy Hill is 250-1. Essentially, my entire card rests on these two guys' backs, which is interesting. We'll see how that goes. But if one of these guys wins at 250-1, which you can get over on BetMGM for both of those guys, whew, that's talk about hell yeah. It's going to be a hell yeah party right there.
Indeed it will. Timmy Hill actually 6th fastest in practice so far. Then
See,
Spencer Boyd.
He's got to get the draft. That's probably how he got that fast of a lap. But hey, I don't care. He can get it done once he's in the draft. We just got to get in the race.
Spencer Boyd 32nd overall. So we're having boys, especially on the Timmy Hill aspect of it. So all right. Well, I'm going to go with a couple of darts in this one, and I'm going to go with the finger, Grant Enfinger, who is currently third fastest in practice as things start to wind down. 14-1 for him on the score. So Grant Enfinger, just one of those guys that's perennially, I mean, one of the truck drivers that will be a truck driver probably the rest of his career. And I think he's okay with that because he's done well for himself in the truck series overall. And especially on this track in particular, because like I said, I mean, he's already third fastest in practice, which goes to show that he's done very well for himself today and has a feel for his truck one more time. But he does have a win, and in 8 career starts, he's got 5 top 10 finishes and 4 top 5 finishes with a win in 2020. He finished 4th last year, 5th in 2023, 2nd in 2019, 6th in 2018. So, Grant Enfinger, just one of those guys, quietly continues to be good, and maybe not the most splashiest of drivers when it comes to interviews and all that other good stuff, but just a good solid driver all the way around. Should not be 14-1 to win. And then Christian Eckes back in there, right? Christian Eckes is back, right? And he's going to be a contender. He's going to be a thorn in a lot of guys' side who thought that they were going to have this season on wrap. He's in that 91 truck, but Christian Eckes, we talked about him, especially when we talked about guys that were contending with Cory Heim every single week. The guys that were pushing, it was Eckes, it was Heim, it was Hocevar. It was those 3 guys essentially every single week, just sort of taking out all the oxygen in the truck series. And I don't think that the talent has gone away. I just think sometimes, like we've said time and time again, just takes guys a couple extra tries at bat, right? You go down to AAA for a little while, you go down to AA for a while, and then you just keep working your way back. So Christian Eckes has got 2 third-place finishes at this track in 2022 and 2023, a top 10 in 2024, the last time he was on there. So, Christian Eckes should not be 16-1 to win this race. I think that's a mispress. So I'm all about Grant Enfinger 14-1, Christian Eckes at 16-1.
No arguments from me on either one of those guys.
Slow Roll says, Rod, did your brother have a favorite driver? We need to put a little action down on his driver in his honor. In the truck series, I think he was a shifty. I mean, he was a Taylor Gregg fan once we got him on board. So if you would like to honor him by being a shifty this week, I 1,000% will agree with you on that one. He didn't really have another. Kevin Harvick was the last
That's
guy.
What I was going to say. Yeah, he was. I thought I was thinking Kevin Harvick fan. He was a big Harvick fan. So, yeah. Once Keelan comes up, to take some Keelan bets in your brother's honor. But
Indeed.
Yeah, I like a good bet on shifty. We'll take a little Taylor Gray. One more order of business, Rod, before we get out of here. Before we recap, our buddy Phil over at the Full Tank with Phil show. If you haven't checked out his podcast, make sure you check it out. Along with he has a YouTube channel where he does truck content because he just loves the truck series. We saw driver group game was coming back this year. We got so excited because truck series fantasy, yes. Unfortunately, no truck fantasy. They're only doing cup, so we went back to the drawing board. But Phil came up with a great idea. Let's do a one and done contest, a contest between us and him. We're gonna make our picks every year or every week, but every week on this show. He's going to make his picks on his show. One driver, you get same rules as all the one and dones. You get to use people one time. They'll score the NASCAR points. He's going to keep track of things for us. So we need to pick a driver. Now, I don't know. With this big of a field, we might place a contingency pick in case whoever we pick doesn't make it. I would assume that he'll be okay with that. I'm going to just go ahead and say that it'll probably be fine. But obviously, there's a lot of big names in this. We could certainly use like a Stenhouse type of guy. I don't know that you're going to see him get in another truck race this year. Might be a good shot for him. Guys like Haley, we're going to have chances. Hocevar will have chances later. Lajoie will have chances later, so I don't think you want to burn those guys. The Timmy Hills, Spencer Boyds of the world are certainly in play. What do you think, Rod? Is a Stenhouse the type of guy we want to go with for this, or where's your mind going? I
guess the question is, do we want to go with one of the cup drivers, or do we want to go with one of the truck drivers that is not necessarily somebody that we're going to use again? And I say that because there's guys. Well, listen, hear me out on this one.
All right.
There's guys like Andres Perez de la 44. He's 12th fastest in practice right now.
Yeah, practice doesn't mean anything. It's your speedways, Rob.
I get that,
but also we're gonna have to pick. What is there? 26 races. So we're gonna have to pick 26 drivers over the course of the season. So we are gonna get down into the nitty gritty at some point with some of these. That's why I'm thinking.
Guys, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there's no rules. This was agreed upon over a text. I don't know. But I think so. I think it's just anybody in the race. Traditional one and done rules. So.
Would you rather do Ricky Stenhouse or Michael McDowell?
I think Stenhouse. I think we could see McDowell in we might see him on like a road course later on in the Spire car because he's a Spire driver. Stenhouse hasn't done a truck race. I think this might be his only start ever. He's a former Daytona 500 winner. Obviously, yes, he can wreck like anybody could, but I feel like he might be a good guy to take. I mean, there's going to be other opportunities for truck guys that are going to be specialists when we get to some of these road courses and stuff, but I feel like a Stenhouse would be a solid move. Burn him here. We're probably not going to see him again. Use him this week.
Done and done. Ricky Stenhouse.
Stenhouse. Should we set an alternate just in case for the record?
Sure. The alternate is going to be John Hunter.
Okay. John Hunter's alternate. Boom. There you go, Phil. Ricky Stenhouse, official pick for our one and done contest. Make sure you check out Full Tank with Phil. He does a great job over there.
Yeah, and please do. I mean, the OG of NASCAR betting, like that
the first ever, betting podcast on NASCAR. He says that in his intro, and it's true. He was when I first started looking around, I'm like, he was the only one that was out there. So shout out to him. He paid the way so we could all be here today.
He crawled so that we could crawl faster. No, crawl slower. We
could crawl right behind him.
I was gonna say he crawled so we could continue to crawl. That's how this works. So, all right, get out your pen and paper. Time to go over our bets for this fresh from Florida 250, the truck race that is out there. I started you off with Caden Honeycutt over Michael McDowell minus 110. I said that Toyota would finish better than Ford in the race plus 105. Mini Tyrell got work to do, kind of slow in practice, but I still have him as a top 5 truck at the end of the day at 18-1. Gio Ruggiero, top 3 at 7-1. God, if you could still get that, grab it. I don't know that you can get that after the odds come back up, but I hope you can. Winning truck number rather, even at plus 130, and then the finger at 14-1, Grant Enfinger and Christian Eckes at 16-1 for the outright portion of the card. Cody gave you Travis Pastrana as a top 5 truck at 14-1. He gave you Timmy Hills, top 5 at 18-1. Spencer Boyd, top 5 at 18-1. Frankie Muniz, top Ford at 60-1. And then Timmy Hill, top Toyota at 30-1. We're riding the Cory Lajoie car or truck lift, top 5 plus 230. Top Chevy, 7-1. And to win, 16-1s. And the outrights, you can read. No, I'm just kidding. Hocevar, 12-1. Stewart, 25-1. Boyd, 250-1 rather. And Hill, 250-1. Tell you what, we're eating steak tonight if some of those end up hitting.
That's right. Hopefully we'll hit some stuff tonight already in the dual races. Those kick off in about an hour if you're listening live. So shout out to Nev09, a new name I haven't seen in the chat before. Says love it. Gray it is. It's gonna take the little Tay bet to honor your brother. So we'd love to see stuff like that.
I do love to see stuff like that. So thank you, Nuvo9 or Nev9 or however you pronounce it. That's what I love about screen names. Sometimes you just never know.
Who knows? I'm sure it's got some deep meaning, but whatever.
It's funny because back in the day, and we'll close this with the thought. Back in the day, we used to do these things called tweet ups, right? And so you never knew the person's real name because you only knew their handle. So you would walk in and you would have the name tag, but you would have your handle on it. And then you're like, oh, you're Grouchy Cat 64. And then that's how you meet and that's how you greet. And then at the end of it, you kind of learn people's names, but you never ever just walk up and go, hey, Doug. Hey, Grouchy Cat 64.
Hey, yeah. So that's what we get to do with these recap shows, right? We got to put a voice to some of the names we've been seeing over the years, which is great and exciting. Make sure you join us for that. One more show this week, Rod, going with the 4-header, the quad header. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, one more show tomorrow, Friday. We'll be back live. We actually build Daytona 500 DFS plays, picks, whatever lineups. We'll have all the information we need. We'll have the starting lineup. We have all the salaries, everything. We don't usually get the opportunity to have all of the info. We'll go chase some money over on the DFS lands. So we're looking forward to that. Should be a good show. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube live, and we'll take your questions and help build lineups with you guys.
Indeed. All right, Cody. Well, then tonight, or if you've already enjoyed the duels, to get ready for
counting all that money from Cory Lajoie winning the duel last night.
Indeed. Let everybody know where they can find you out there in the world.
Yep. Follow me over on the X at Husker_Zeeb. You can find all my stuff there. You can follow the show as well at NASCAR Gambling. Subscribe over on the YouTube. Click the bell so you get notified when we're live. Jump in the chat. Of course, you'll be able to call in on the recap shows as well. Really looking forward to that this year. This truck race is going to be really freaking fun. Enjoy it. Maybe the last time we see smoke in the NASCAR world, which is sad, but enjoy it while we got it. Welcome back, Ram. Glad to have you guys back. Good luck, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Follow me at GrumpyCat60. I'm just starting. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. You can find all the stuff I'm out there. And if you are GrumpyCat64, hit me. I want to get to know you. I want to know what the name is all about. But all kinds of great stuff out there for you to check out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with DFS. Love you all. Help us in our never-ending quest to make NASCAR betting fun again. Let's go racing and let it ride.